Like for me, I have a little bit of a soft place in my heart for Classic only because, he used to be one of our member in Alpha X. And I feel like Classic was our biggest player signing in terms of accomplishments in the past. And he was just coming back from the military, so it was exciting, to see a Korean pro player coming to the team. We did have, of course, Ragnarok. Astrea was on our team, but he's not Korean. But yeah, all in all, was really happy to see Classic join our team. Unfortunately, he decided to leave the team, and so we are now basically with Astrea, Zoun, and Ragnarok. And by the way, I'm not sure, TeaDragon, if you have been keeping up with the World Team League, but from the last time I checked, we were sitting at 2nd place.
Oh, I should have known, really.
It's pretty crazy considering.
I mean, I knew that. Like, no big deal. I mean, I expected that. What are you talking about, Snoopy? No, but seriously, that's amazing. Wow, go us.
Yeah, like think about it. Like other teams, their players are just stacked. I mean, we're talking about Onside Gaming and Dragon Phoenix Gaming and Shopify Rebellion, all these great teams, and here we are, the little train that ran and ran into the 2nd place in the standings. So hopefully we can keep it up and head into the playoffs with a nice seeding.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, props to our players. That is not easy to do. Team play is a little bit interesting. I don't know if you've ever participated in team leagues, but they can be a lot of fun. They can be very rewarding. In some ways, there's a lot less pressure because you're not playing as an individual, you're playing with other people, and so you all sort of share the burden, or not. I mean, burden might not be the right word, but you all share the responsibility, and so it's nice to have other people backing you up.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, some of my favorite memories in Alpha X, you would think comes from the casting side because of all the things I have casted, but nope. Actually, it's actually participating in the team leagues and playing for the team and representing the teams, representing Alpha X. Well, I guess back then it was Psionic Aftermath, but it transitioned to Alpha X. And yeah, it was some of my best memories comes from those competing for the team.
Hell yeah.
Back then I actually played a lot, so.
Alright, so I will accept your challenge, and I will race you to Grandmaster. Thank you, and have a good night, Snoopy.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, sir. These stalkers, though, ooh, they're getting a little bit bruised. We do have a bit of a proxy pylon from Classic. It is blocking, I believe that's blocking the command center location. So, a little bit of a dual purpose. But it is not quite able to find that kind of damage. I believe it started with 6 to 8 or something like that, stalkers, but a bunch of them fell, and, pushing up the high ground like that, with a Widow Mine in place, it's just not a fun time. So, I don't think that was cost effective for Classic. He was able to successfully defend the 3 Reaper opening earlier, and he now has a 3rd Nexus on the way, so he's not in a bad spot by any means, but definitely did not find any sort of significant damage with the Stalkers.
Yeah, these Stalkers, I believe he was working off of, 3 gates. Yeah, 3 gates, so wasn't as committed as, let's say, a 4 gate. But yeah, I think he probably wanted to get find a little bit more damage than he did. But you know what? It wasn't all for naught. He did find some Reapers. He was able to establish his dirt base. So yeah, I think not the worst of position, but could have gone better.
Yep. It looks like for now both players are going to be sort of powering up. There are you know, in each matchup is different, but in all matchups there are periods of time where both players are not attacking each other. Now, as I say that, we do have a Reaper trying to harass that one probe, and that probe is just happily mining, and it's like, yeah, I have shields. I'm just kidding, but that Reaper was pretty sad that it couldn't get the kill. But, oh, interesting, we see a scan confirming that there is a third Nexus in place. But anyways, yeah, so we do have those periods of time where, you know, it's sort of a lull in the action because both players are focusing on getting their upgrades, getting their production facilities up, and using their production facilities to build up armies, that kind of thing. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Now, Kier looks like he will have enough to push out. Oh, hey, this is the build that I play. Nice.
Oh, nice.
But anyways, he's going to be going for a stim combat shield +1 sort of timing, +1 a little bit later, but at the same time also taking a third Nexus. And yeah, it looks like Classic knows that it's coming, so it's going to be up to him to defend adequately.
Yeah, I think the shield battery though will help him out greatly with this defense. But oh, beautiful!
Wow.
Anti-armor missile there gets pretty much the entirety of a Classic's army, and look at them just fall like bugs.
Oh man! This is not looking good at all. Look at that! Oh, Classic immediately taps out. What a sharp timing and what a response.
You know what? I'm also making myself hungry. I'm now all of a sudden I'm craving for some chips.
Oh man!
Guys, if you have your own favorite, you know, chip brand or chip flavor, post it in the live chat. I would love to hear what your guys' favorites are. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and introduce this lovely player here at the right side, the top right. He is the red Terran player, spawning with the happy star. Give it up for Kier.
And once again, we have his opponent, the Blue Protoss, an alumnus of Alpha X, if you will. It is Classic.
And we're already having some cheeky play coming from both players. One guy is blocking with the engineering bay, and the other guy is doing a proxy gateway here.
Nice.
And on the tank, saying his favorite is Tim's salt and vinegar. And unfortunately, I'm not a salt and vinegar kind of guy, so I can't say that's one of my favorites. But how about you, TeaDragon? Are you a salt and vinegar kind of guy?
You know, I wish I could say that I was, but I unfortunately am not either. But I'm sure that it is very tasty. I just, you know, I haven't had chips in years at this point, so.
Have you ever tried chili cheese Fritos? That's also one of
chili cheese favorite. Frito. Oh wow, they get so fancy, don't they?
I know, right?
I have not. I have not, but I will look them up. Wait. Whoa. Hold up. Did Classic proxy another pylon?
Yep, just a casual proxy after another proxy. So, you know, just...
Oh, this is big brain.
This is big brain, yeah. This is like SOS kind of...
Yeah.
playstyle.
Now we're talking. Yep. You know, Kier's gonna see that first proxy. He's gonna be like, yep, I've seen it all. And then behind it is gonna be a Stargate.
You cheeky player. Classic.
Oh, we're gonna get the 1-2 punch. We're gonna get the proxy gateway units into the probably a proxy oracle or something like that.
Imagine he just like goes for another proxy.
Dude, yeah, put down a robo by the watchtower.
I know, right?
That'd be hilarious.
maybe even a dark shrine or something. I don't know.
Oh yes, a dark shrine. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm not crazy, I swear, but for some reason when you said dark shrine, that reminded me of the one time I saw a Grandmaster Zerg, an acquaintance from another team that I used to play with. He put a proxy baneling nest down.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like what? Yeah. Anyways.
like I've seen like proxy spires, but I have never seen a proxy baneling nest.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb, and it was because it was dumb that it worked. So. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So Classic is going for Phoenixes. What do you make of this? What do you think of this?
Okay, so I guess the Phoenix can help him get high ground vision, and then also on top of that, it can lift up the Cyclone if Kira does decide to go for a Cyclone, or it can lift up the tank, which it looks like Kira is going for. On top of that, you know, if there is a Widowmine, you know, Phoenix can take one Widowmine shot before it dies. Or it takes two Widowmine shots to die, so it can kind of soak up one of the Widowmines if there is one. So a lot of potential for Classic to utilize this the Phoenixes. They also act as a good scouting tool to just, you know, spread those Phoenixes and catch any, you know, medevac drops. So
right,
yeah, a lot of interesting things you can do with the Phoenixes.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, speaking of interesting, no, the Widowmines! 10 probes just went down in Classic's main. All of a sudden, his situation is a lot more dire. He's going to go ahead and gun forward with the Stalkers. The Phoenixes do their best to lift up the tank. They finally get it at the cost of, I believe, 1 or 2 Phoenixes. SCVs are pulled off the line. Command Center is forced to lift off once again. Can this Stalker mass break through? There is another tank over in the back line, so it looks like they will be forced back to the low ground for now. Now, the interesting part is, even though Cure has this Widowmine drop, only now is he going to realize, oh wait, Classic actually did expand, just not over at the natural base location. Excellent, excellent probe micro from Classic, pulling that last probe out of the way at the very last second.
Alright, he does save some additional probes, but yeah, the 10 probe loss does really hurt. However, he is on 2 bases, so maybe he can chrono boost out some of those lost probes. He's trying to contain Kier still on 1 base, but it looks like with the tanks, with the tank numbers increasing, this might not stand. He does take out 1, but he does take a lot of firepower, and so much Stalkers in the red.
Oh, I don't know about this. No, Classic. Oh, look at that. All of the Marines are just going to take care of, or not all of the Marines, but yeah, look at that. Here, cleaning up the low ground with an excellent Widowmine drop to counter does take this game. What do you think of this map? It obviously has the symmetrical layout rather than the diagonal layout, so it also has the pocket third base, which is a new mechanic where the minerals have to be mined out before you can place the... Well, I mean, it's an old mechanic used in a different way, but yeah, well, what do you make of this map, Snoopy?
As a player, I don't like it because I don't like maps that has gold bases, but as a viewer, as a caster, I actually enjoy it. So, I mean, a lot of funky stuff can happen.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, I enjoy it as a caster and a viewer, but not as much as a player. How about you?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of people would probably feel the same way as you. I'd say I like it either way, and maybe it's because I don't take playing as seriously nowadays, or maybe because I'm learning how to, you know, have fun rather than really just sort of tilt and stress over the game, which is, you know, very healthy, and I'm proud of it. I think that if everybody had that kind of relationship, then StarCraft would be a much happier environment. But anyways, I just have 2 words for you, Snoopy. Golden Wall. I don't know if you remember that map, but that is exactly what came to mind when you said that. I was like, dude, that is exactly how I felt about that map. Playing on it sucked. Like, I just, oh god, I hated it. And then watching it was the best feeling ever.
I know, right? I feel ya, man. I feel ya.
Oh yeah. Interesting. Classic going for the gateway placement off to the side like that. What do you think of that? I feel like, isn't that vulnerable to drops?
Yeah, I mean, you could drop in the bottom and then just snipe off that pylon. So it is a little bit interesting that he decided to build there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why. You would imagine he would try to build it near the backside of his Nexus, but I guess that's where he wants to place his buildings at, and we'll see if that kind of comes to bite him in the behind later on, as Kira does load on up into the medevac, preparing to drum. Now with some stalkers, maybe he could be able to deflect this away without losing that pylon, but he definitely does not want to lose that Artosis pylon there.
Yeah, good thing these Marines don't have stim, because the Stalkers would not be able to kite as effectively if they did. Ooh, one Stalker actually going down. Maybe a little bit of missed micro, or maybe some missed attention from Classic. Obviously, he did warp in on the other side of the map as well. Now let's see how much damage his drop can get done. We have the discount blink in the form of that Warp Prism. However, it will be forced back by the Raven's missile, excuse me, not missile turret, but just turret.
Some really nice fancy micro coming from both players, and
yeah,
well done by both of these guys. As Classic, he is not done. He is looking to really make this 3 gateway push, this 3 gateway Stalker push, actually work. It didn't quite work out in the previous game, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to make it work here. And you know what? There's no tanks.
Ooh, and he's warping in Zealots. Okay, so the Zealots are possibly to try to tank some of that damage. However, without charge, they are not going to be that effective. They do get up to the front. Oh no, but they're going to chase the tank? I don't know about that. Stalkers are, I mean, they're taking a lot of hits, but at the same time, a lot of SCVs have fallen already. Some of those Stalkers getting into that low health scenario. Some more Zealots warping in. We do have a Robo Bay for a follow-up, so this actually is a pretty good position for Classic. He's sort of made it work off of 4 gates, so this is pretty impressive. That tank, though, getting a lot of value right now, able to keep shelling away at those critical units. Finally, it goes down, but not before taking down all of the Zealots and a few more of those Stalkers as well. But SCVs again taking damage, so oh man, is this it? Did Classic just bring it back?
Oh, Classic though, he was eager to take down that tank. Did lose a couple of Stalkers, so that does give Cure some leeway to bring himself back into this game. However, keep in mind that Classic is going for that 3rd Nexus, and he does have 45 probes. But you know what, Cure, he's still, despite losing, let's see here, 18 SCVs, he is still okay-ish. Oh, actually, never mind. Looks like a drop into the natural will kill some SCVs, and that does bring Cure's SCV count and worker count down to 28. So much better position here for Classic, and that was a big move. But on the other side, we do have a couple of harassment. We'll see if Classic does do the recall, or will he just stick with the Warpins to help defend.
Yeah, now that these Marines have stim, their damage output is much higher. Stalkers are going to start focusing on the medevac. Probes are chasing, but 10 immediately go down. Finally, the medevac does get cleaned up. The Marines are still gunning for some of those probes, but they're not quite able to find the damage anymore. So, where do you think the game is right now? It's 40 probes to 30 SCVs. It's 3 Nexuses against 2 command centers, and both players have production facilities up and running. We have a Colossus on the way, we have Combat Shield on the way. So it kind of feels even in a way, like everything is sort of stabilizing. Although as I say that, there is yet another drop for both players.
Yeah, and oh, look at here. Looks like the pylon will get focused down, and that will power down the Robo as well as 3 gateways. And oh my goodness, is this Colossus?
Oh, the Colossus!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's painful. That is really painful for Classic. Oh man, just not quite paying attention for a split second and punished pretty heavily because those were Marauders over in the medevac.
Yeah, great pick off there. Does delay the Colossus numbers from getting too high. But here you really gotta do a little bit more damage, considering that he is quite far behind in the workers and his economy not doing too healthy compared to the Protoss. He needs to keep doing, you know, pick up these little battle wins and keep himself in the game as he tries to, you know, complete his army composition here.
Yeah, you know, I will say both players have been absolutely relentless with the drops, but as the game is starting to stabilize, it looks like Cure's drop army is going to have a bit more potential than his Protoss opponent now. The Stalkers do come in here and they do see that it is a pretty big drop. Disruptor does not find the connections. A couple of probes, funnily enough, were on the same hotkey as the Stalkers. Oh no, is the Robo actually going to... Okay, so the Colossus does finish, but look at that. It gets 2 shots off and then dies again. Finally, the Stalker mass is going to be enough, but not before the Disruptor is picked off by the double drop. So, I don't know. I think that even though Cure's economic position was not that good, he did have a pretty good, pretty healthy sort of army. Not just quality, but also size, and because of that, he was able to really... Oh, no! Oh, retarget!
Oh no, my goodness!
A manual retarget! I have no words. Oh,
that is just so heartbreaking for Classic. I mean, he just did not realize the manual target firing from that Widow Mine. He does lose his 11 probes to that Widow Mine, and just absolute carnage from both sides in terms of the worker line.
Oh, my heart. Oh man, my heart stops for a minute. Oh, okay. That was crazy. Excellent retargeting micro from Cure, and Classic just was not expecting that at all. None of us were.
Yeah.
Wow. But still, I mean, it's 52 probes against 35 SCVs, so it's still a 3-base Protoss against a 2-base Terran. Nothing has changed in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's just so much back and forth as both players has been just dropping each other constantly, and yeah, just like kind of trying to kill each other slowly a little bit by little bit. But I still favor Classic's position right now. I do think he has a bit better of a army composition. I mean, Cure just mainly has his Marine and Marauders and Medevacs. There are a lot of Stalkers out on the field, and he's building up his Colossus count. He's getting charged as well, which should help deal with that bow unit. And it's just really cool. Yeah, it's just a matter of can Classic defend against these drops.
Right. Now he will come up here, but probably not in time to save that Colossus that was building in the Robo Bay. Widow Mine does not get much in terms of value. The Medevacs do get out on time, but look at that, the Colossus, very cute little move. It's going to start with dealing some friendly fire in order to actually take care of the Widow Mine. Obviously, Classic does know exactly where that Widow Mine is, so he will be able to target it manually. He does not have vision. Oh no, okay, this double drop is going to come into the 3rd base. It looks like it might get a pretty significant amount of death. No, okay, only 5 probes, but it does leave a couple of Widow Mines. Now, these Widow Mines are going to start getting a lot of value if there is no vision soon, but Classic, oh man, doing the Classic move, the ninja gold base. We love to see it. Like you called out earlier, Snoopy, his defense... Okay, but the thing is, the Stalker count is really dwindling on the high ground over in the main base. But now Cure is basically everywhere. He's got a single drop over in the natural. He's got another Widow Mine set over in the 3rd base. And he's also hitting the 4th base over at the Ninja Gold Base location. Actually, is this it? Yeah, okay. Wow, look at that. What a crazy game.